he's acting like there's some ethereal essence of transness that people are not wanting to date or have sex with, which I don't think is really the scenario. It could be a scenario for some people, maybe some religious people, but I don't think that's the scenario for most people.
Well,
what? But even if it was, okay, let's say this. Say you do have, let's use someone real. Would probably be better. Give me some, like, okay, I'm sure like a lot of people want. No, that's a bad example.
Amber Heard. No,
people don't like Amber Heard. No, people don't like Amber Heard.
That's a good example. We won't get accused of anything.
Well, I'm gonna say let's
Nobody
use
likes Amber Heard anyway.
Let's use Scarlett Johansson.
Everyone loves her. You're gonna get in big trouble.
Everyone loves Scarlett Johansson. She's very attractive. I'm sure a lot of people, if you asked who's celebrity you want to bang, they would say Scarlett Johansson. Okay. Now
I would say Amber Heard.
Adam is being difficult.
Why? Amber Heard's better looking.
Wow. You hear that, guys? Adam says Amber Heard, horrible, abusive Amber Heard is more attractive than wonderful Scarlett Johansson.
She has that big, huge man jaw.
Terrible. Terrible. Amber Heard?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, anyway, what I was going to say is that even if, say when you have Scarlett Johansson and you're going to bang her, she looks, exactly how you would imagine she would look naked or have seen, depending on whether you've seen the movie In the Skin or whatever it's called.
Under the Skin. That was a body double, but anyway.
Was it really?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Scarlett Johansson doesn't look that good naked. They had to get a body double.
Well, there you go. See if it makes sense worse. So you have Scarlett Johansson.
Kind of dumpy looking.
There you
not
go.
Body
you have Scarlett Johansson. She's naked. You're still attracted to her. And then she says, "Oh, but I was born a man." Okay. If someone, and this is why he's conflating these two scenarios. Someone just having that fact that they were born a man could instantaneously make them feel unattracted or disgusted by this thing by Scarlett Johansson, who they were attracted to. That's not a choice, right? That's an instantaneous emotional reaction. That's not a choice. But there could be some people that still do feel attracted, but they decide consciously that they don't want to have sex with them. That is a choice. And Thought Slime is just mashing these two things together to make his fake argument.
Yeah, there's two different scenarios there, definitely.
And this is all predicated on the magical
what is the
Fallout
purpose of this
Mass Effect character creator booth anyway.
Is he trying to increase the number of people who are attracted to trans people? Is he trying to drive the super straight numbers to the floor?
I think.
What is the attracted to trans people label?
Well, he would say it's being normal, right?
Okay.
But I don't know if there is a label. I think that is his motivation, because he's conceptualizing this as like trans acceptance or something, which I don't think. I think pressing this issue is going to backfire.
Opening the dating,
it's going to create trans acceptance whatsoever.
Don't you think everybody wants to open the dating pool up as much as possible to whatever their personal preference is, whatever their personal orientation is, I guess I should say?
Sure.
Like, don't you think gay people would like it if wouldn't it be more convenient for gay people if everyone was gay?
Well, here's how you know that sexual orientation isn't a choice, okay? Because if it was, every guy on the planet would choose to be gay because it'd be way easier. Right?
I know. It's like the death of the human species.
Yeah, exactly. Right yeah, exactly. But that's how you know it's not a choice. Because if it was, every guy would choose to be gay. It's very simple. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
They talk about that in that book, how the sexual appetite of the various sexes do not change if the person is homosexual or straight. Guys typically want more sex, even if they're gay, and girls and lesbians want less.
Right.
Assumption that the concept of transness just gross you out, then that isn't so much a matter of your sexuality, but your attitude towards trans people.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
And they mentioned that they were.
Your involuntary disgust is your attitude, dude. That's your attitude. You don't like playing with dog shit? That's your fucking attitude, dude. That's your attitude. Get in there and play with that dog shit.
Yeah.
What?
Well, I mean, look, this is, obviously it's without question that, Thought Slime is not familiar with Jonathan Haidt, not familiar
disgust,
with disgust research whatsoever yet. Disgust is not a choice. People don't choose to be disgusted by anything.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, you can learn to be disgusted by something, but that's a different question.
Yeah, it's just, you wouldn't, there's so many, like, people are disgusted by different foods.
Yeah, it's true.
It's
That's
like,
true.
What? That's your choice.
Yeah, I know. It's
yeah.
But see, that's sort of the wordplay going on. He's like, oh, well, if you're disgusted by something, that's an attitude, right? It's no longer an orientation. It's an attitude, whatever that means.
Yeah. This is where you just, okay, let's continue. Try not to laugh. This just became a try not to laugh challenge for me.
Concept of transness just gross you out, then that isn't so much a matter of your sexuality, but your attitude towards trans people. Like, if I was about to get down with somebody and they mentioned that they were a serial killer or worse, voted Tory, and I no longer wanted to get down with them, it wouldn't be that I have some sort of sexual preference for non-serial killers and non-conservatives.
He just said preference. What's up with that?
I know.
I thought like 3 weeks ago we were ready to cancel anyone who used the word preference now.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he's sort of conflating.
Fast.
He's sort of conflating a bunch of things here. Okay. Because, yeah, it wouldn't be if you found out someone was a serial killer and you didn't want to have sex with them.
Basically Amber Heard, right? I mean, same situation.
She found out that the girl was really Amber Heard, who you thought was hot, and then you're like, oh, but it's Amber Heard, and you're sort of like, okay, made you rethink things.
Come on, let's be honest here.
Of course I would, but that's not the question. That's not a sexual preference, but it's a preference, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you generally don't want to get murdered during sex. I mean, that's just...
so are we just quibbling over? But this is a lot of word thinking. Okay, we're quibbling over words here. So okay,
don't use that. No.
Yeah, if it's a preference and a sexual preference, I'm saying preferences are choices and sexual preferences are not choices. Therefore, I win the argument. It's like, well, wait a minute. A lot of people have preferences that are not decisions they made, right? You just have your food preferences. I wouldn't call my food preferences my sexual preferences.
Bubblegum ice cream, yeah.
There you go.
Adam's me. I didn't choose it.
Disgusting bubblegum ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel revulsion and disgust at the thought of eating bubblegum ice cream.
Right. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
but if
Adam
you saw it and you thought it was blueberry, then you'd have to dive in. You'd be forced to. You were attracted to it at one time.
Meanwhile, Adam, he gets a whiff of that bubblegum ice cream and he just goes full erect. He's just like, he's all on board.
Totally.
He wants to slob it down his throat.
Hard for days.
Yeah. For days.
Can't help it.
Right. But so was that a choice? I didn't choose, neither me nor Adam chose how we feel about bubblegum ice cream.
Yeah.
Right.
Those preferences are innate.
Yeah. Like
they're immutable characteristics like race or sexual orientation.
Right. Right. And he's using, like, if you find out something about a person, okay, that disgusts you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you find out like, oh, you're about to get with this girl or a guy. And you find out like, oh, right before you have sex, you're like, oh, by the way, I like rape and murder children. You're like, what the fuck? Something that horrifies you. Like, you don't choose to be horrified by that, right? You just are. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's just an instantaneous reaction.
Yeah.
Now, I maybe thought someone would make the argument that, but technically you could live in a society where the society trains you not to be disgusted by serial killers.
I don't want to be a part of that society.
You're like, I guess that's true. But like, what is the argument here then?
Like I think the argument is that he's making a good faith effort to train people to not be unattracted or turned off by trans people.
That's what he's doing. I think that's what his.
Which I think is I mean, it's somewhat amicable, but it's not going to work. I mean, how is this not the same as conversion therapy? It's like
Well, it
exactly the
is.
same.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
This is a version of conversion therapy because it's like
you
can have, because here's the thing. As I said, I think you can change what people are disgusted to. I don't think you can necessarily change what people are attracted to.
Right.
I mean, you can to some degree, but not in terms of like deep biological, who you want to make babies with or whatever.
There's the two work together though. You got to admit, like
they do work together. But what I was going to say is, we've had societies where they promote strange sexual behavior. And so that behavior becomes normalized. And I would imagine it's not viewed as disgusting to the people participating in it. You had with like the Greeks with the pedastry, disgusting thing.
I think it is. I think it still is. I think it's culturally accepted.
I agree. I disagree. I don't think something can be both culturally accepted and disgusting.
Really?
Yeah. Can you think of an example of something that's culturally accepted but also thought of as completely disgusting?
I don't want to bring it up.
Bring it up, Adam.
Well, Jonathan and I just told that story about the Sambian tribe where the elders basically make the young boys suck them off, right?
Right.
But in telling that story, he says they don't like it. They don't want to do it. But it's like they're considered their rite of passage is into manhood. I'm assuming that the baby isn't all gun ho to get circumcised. He doesn't go, here's my cock. Go ahead.
Okay. But wait a minute.
Fillet it open.
Wait a minute. Let's be clear here. I agree with you with the example of that tribe, but there's a difference between saying we're going to have, the young boys do this thing one time, right? You're not normalizing it. You just do it. I mean, I guess you are. You're normalizing that you have to do it. Wait, listen. You're normalizing that you have to do it, but you're not normalizing the behavior.
I'm glad
it's not something you're like trained
Guys,
to do every
thank
day.
goodness we're not Sambians. Let's rescue those. Let's go in there and rescue those people. I feel America has to step in here.
Maybe, I mean,
this is pedophilia.
Maybe
we got to do something about this tribe.
We do.
Are they still around? We need to take care of business.
I don't know. I guess I don't know then. Maybe I have to see any research on this. Is there? Well, no, because look at cannibalism. Cannibalism. Here we go. Cannibalism. Yeah. Okay. There are definitely nap. Where's the nap on cannibalism? There are definitely tribes, that have completely normalized cannibalism. Something that most people find horrifically disgusting.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
But here's the issue. Just because someone has, maybe not all disgusts are created equal. Okay. Maybe people's sexual disgusts have a far more intrinsic nature because reproduction is the entire point of living from a biological level. So I'd be curious if there's a society like the Sambians or the Greeks, the pedastry or something that has normalized some sort of deviant sexual behavior that people no longer find disgusting because everyone just normalizes it. But we would all find disgusting.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's an interesting question.